Hey, I thought I'd do a quick port review for Fate Extella Link. I was actually at a local FGC meetup, which takes place at a locally owned game store, and they just kind of had the game there. I kind of had the money on hand, so I went ahead and bought it. Obviously, the PC version, which I already paid for like last month, is going to be the lead platform for me, but I thought it would be fun to play the Switch version, especially since I have a trip coming up. Overall, it's a pretty good port. It does not have like interim saves, unfortunately, so I think that part of the game is definitely a little bit lacking. Would have been nice if they could have added that for the Switch port. Otherwise, it runs at a very stable 30 FPS. The main issue is that it doesn't seem to be running at the native resolution in portable mode. However, in docked mode, it seems to be running at 720p, and I haven't really noticed many performance issues at all. There have been some isolated instances where it does happen, but it's very rare. And to be fair, this version is actually quite a bit more stable than the PS4 version, which constantly drops as far as or as low as 40 FPS, according to someone named Contra Network who does a lot of frame rate analyses and stuff. So it's actually a pretty good port overall. Now, there's not really anything in the options that's Switch exclusive. Unfortunately, there is no performance mode, so once again, I think Fire Emblem Muso is probably the best Muso port on the platform. But it is a pretty stable 30 FPS. So let's do a quick battle here. I actually just ran into a glitch. This is my third take of this video. The game like soft locked. I find it kind of interesting that it's obviously not something exclusive to the Switch version. It's probably something that's been in the game forever. Probably just got unlucky. But other than that, the game has been quite stable. I will say this game is pretty much hand cramp city, like anything else that frequently uses the trigger buttons on the Switch. So, if hand cramps are a problem for you, you may want to invest in an external controller. Right now, I'm playing the game with the PS4 controller through a May Flash adapter, which is what I use for all my docks gameplay. One nice thing about this game is that the levels tend to be about 15 to 20 minutes long, so even though it's lacking interim saves, you can generally actually get through a level in whatever time you have available to play the game on the road. You know, the Switch gets a lot of console ports and stuff, and some of these games are honestly not the best for a portable setting. You know, Tales of Vesperia, despite all the crashes and stuff before the patch, it's not the best portable game because you can go a really long time without a save point. So, if you want to play something else, then it's kind of an issue. This game doesn't really have that problem. I think interim saves would have been nice, but I guess it's not the base game. They just didn't bother to put them in here. It is kind of a shame that the game is not uncapped, because I'm sure when they make the inevitable Switch upgrade, a lot of those uncapped frame rate games will have a better performance overall, but having a stable 30 FPS is not bad either, especially for a game like this where performance is generally not a big goal for the developers. Definitely played some Musou games in my time. Terrible performance. It's definitely one of the better experiences I've had. Even if 60 FPS is always preferable. Unfortunately, the levels are a little bit long, so it's kind of hard to do a short to the point port view, but you can definitely see that it's a pretty stable game overall. I did see a video of someone saying that it drops to like 20 FPS. I have not really seen that happen more than once or twice. It's very isolated situations, like maybe for a couple seconds or something. There was a day one patch that I had to install once I loaded the game up, so maybe that improved the performance or something, but I'm not entirely sure. Switch in general does not have the best like patch structure. You can't even tell what games get patched sometimes, and there's no like option for patch notes on the console like on the PS4. So unless the developers are nice enough to make a news post on the console and actually tell you which change, a lot of times it's just going to be whatever you can notice, basically. But I assume that they fixed some performance issues, maybe some crashes or something. こっちの作戦に敵が食いついてきたな。よし、今度もよろしく頼むぜ。そうせく。我が元気を見破れ。てや。終点、気を極めん。 目覚ましいご活躍です。私も目覚ましいご活躍です。私もつるっとしましょう。戦力を出し惜しみしてる場合じゃないね。今度こそ敵陣を抜けるとしよう。 マスターを狙ってるやつから撃破しろ。これは鉄則だぜ。防衛成功じゃねえか。さすがだぜ。戦上手だね、あんた。 In terms of pacing, there's actually some pretty nice little features, quality of life things, like being able to teleport to certain parts of the map, which help with the pacing, which is obviously something that they made for the console version. But it actually helps to keep the levels a little bit shorter for a portable setting as well. A little bit of an unintended feature that works quite well for the Switch port, even though this was released I think like a year after the PS4 version. It just came out a couple months ago in Japan. We actually got this game pretty quickly. However, the Japanese version on Switch was actually in full English the whole time. I just didn't bother with it because I wasn't sure if I would like the game. It was like $80. Luckily, things worked out because I managed to get the game released somehow anyway. The AI is actually quite smart. Sometimes they can even take out the officers themselves. So that's another little thing that helps with the pacing too. But I'll be getting more into depth with that when the PC version comes out. I'll put out a mechanics overview. I think people would prefer the smoother frame rate on the PC version. And as you can see, the Boo had barely any health left. The AI actually put in some work there. Cutscenes definitely get a little bit annoying. Even though you can skip them, you still spend a lot of time just waiting to get back into the game. I think that's an unfortunate thing, but not too bad. So there's a full run. You saw the performance is actually quite stable. I think this is definitely one of the better Musou ports on the Switch. There are a lot of little things in the game design that actually make it a little bit more friendly for a portable setting. It would have been nice to have an uncapped frame rate, but you know, maybe they'll patch that in later. I know this game has definitely got a lot of post-launch support. I think they actually just released a new character like a couple weeks ago, so maybe that's something they'll look into later on. But for now, I can definitely recommend this if you don't have one of the other platforms, or if you prefer to have it portable. I've had very minimal issues with it at all, and the issues I have had have been just a random soft lock, which I assume is not something that's exclusive to this platform, and just kind of like a little bit of performance hitches, but usually very isolated, and it does recover pretty quickly. Anyway, that's it. I will have an overview out when the PC version launches. Thanks for watching. Peace.